morning, teacher and classroom. We are going to talk about social perspective on education. To have a more standardized approach to education, three important standards and principles such as functionalism, conflict theory, and symbolic interaction. Functionalism. It is based on the needs of the student while education and the world, his environment. Focus on four very important functions: socialization, social interaction, social education, and social and cultural innovation. What do you think of this topic?
I think that functionalism, like any other system, has its advantage and disadvantage depending on how each country uses it. For example, in the United States, the human intellect is prioritized, and in Japan, values are prioritized. Society will always influence a child learning if the child grew up in a social circle where he or she was taught to value themselves and others, he or she will be a better professional for society.
I think that is a functionalist is a very important function because it's this function that is most important for socialization. However, if children need to learn the different norms, roles, and skills of society, the most important will be education. There are also other functions such as social integration, social presence, and social and cultural innovation. There is a function that help kids to educate themselves better.
I think that one of the most important things in education is learning to socialize and work in a team, as this teaches us about companionship. And I'm in favor of teaching in Japan because they teach children from an early age to work in groups, and they are rewarded for this.
I think social integration is the most important because a society can function through a set of beliefs, norms, and values. And we must know that prejudice is a norm that must be well marked in the parents.
I agree with you. Conflict theory. It is has to with the student's academic performance and how this becomes a problem, forming a great imbalance. What is your opinion on these issues?
I don't agree. I think that separating children depending on their level of intellect is a way of minimizing it. For that reason, there is a bullying. I think children can help each other to improve intellectually.
I think that this is way rare because here the only advantage it is that rich students achieve it with the help of their teacher and the low performing students staying the slowest place and common moving forward is my opinion.
I think it's important to treat students equally and not give better treatment to those who stand out more of their qualification or much less for their economic situation, since those who do not achieve high scores will think their whole lives that they will be not able to stand out.
I believe that inequality does not only happen in poor third world countries, but also in the United States because they are so different greatly in the rules, learning conditional, and other aspects.
And find our your opinion interesting. And symbolic interaction. They are the capacities that the students develop in the classroom, which are manifested in their attitudes and behaviors. Why you think it important to talk about the topic?
I think that there have always been some inequalities on the parts of teacher resulting in insecure children with learning problems. I think that if teachers were neutral in their treatment of each student, everyone will improve at the same rate. Teachers are like second parents. They help or destroy it or children intellect. You have to know how to train them, how to help them, not only intellectually, but also personality.
For me, this function is the most important one since it examines the social interaction of the students in the classroom and lessons and in the surrounding. The studies help to understand and comprehend what happened in the each school.
In this text, they explain to use that many times. The acquired learning of the students is due to the behavior of the teachers towards them, since they pay more attention to the most outstanding students, and I think that this makes them feel motivated to achieve high scores. It also tells us about the gender preference that exists, since teachers minimize the capacity of girls.
I think interaction is and behavior and everyday life in the research. Here we can appreciate that girls play more competitive games, while boys play more competitive sports.
Very good. Which of these topics were you chose and why?
We chose functionalism because depending on its usage, priority values, creating people with knowledge and people with good value for society.
Thank you for your attention.